Hey everybody, this is Free Shooter, and I'm coming at you guys again with a new and improved E-Hero deck, updated with the September ban list. So, 1 Stratos, triple Alias, 1 Ocean, and then I added a Hero Heat just because you can go into Supernova now, and he's an 18 beater when he's on the field alone. And so that's pretty much it for the E-Hero count. Now for the light, it's 3 Thunder Kings, 2 Cyber Dragons, and 2 Veilers. And because you're running so many light monsters, Honest, and then I tech in 2 cards, Neo-Spacian Grand Mole and the DD War Lady. These guys are 2 cards you really don't see coming, especially if you don't go first. This is a guy that's so good to just set DD War Lady, and they're not expecting it. So when they like attack with a they expect like a Raikou, so if they attack it with a Stardust, they're like, oh, I could just negate it. But when it's a DD Warrior Lady, they just waste so many resources. So it's really good because you can search out with Rhoda. So Rhoda's not dead anymore. If you haven't, you've already searched for all your E-Hero targets. So that's it for the monsters. For the magics, I have 3 Miracle Fusions. Obviously, it's too good. Gotta have 3, and it's a lot more consistent with adding a Hero Heat now. And then for more fusion power, Future Fusion and Super Poly, I want to run 2 Super Polys. Can't find room for it, and so far I'm doing pretty well with just 1. And yeah, all right. And then Search Power, Rhoda, and Ecall, and then rest are staple magics: Reborn, Dark Hole, the Heavy Storm came back finally. Just 2 MSTs, not 3. Book, and then the beautiful reprint of Pot of Duality. Such a good card. It makes this deck so much more consistent. It's like you have a lot less dead draws, and it thins out the deck a lot too. And then traps are pretty much the same. 1 Judgment, the Solemn Trio, 1 Judgment and 2 Warnings, Mirror Force, Tori, triple, Deep Prison, and then lastly I added a Starlight Road just because Heavy Storm is back, and you know, now there's 4 targets that everyone could be hitting you with. There's Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Torrential Tribute, and Mirror Force. And that's excluding, you know, everyone's going to be running triple JD and stuff like that, so it's a lot easier to get into Starlight Road. And then for extra deck, 3 Shinings, gotta run 3, never 2. Recycle Power, 32 beater. Climb over JD. That's pretty much the reason why I run them now. So yeah. 2 zeros. It's great when you Super Poly with their Leviathan Dragon, especially with the new ruling out that you can't use Sangan's effect when it's removed as Exceed material, so it slowed down the engine a lot. And then 1 Gaia, great when you steal their Barkion or something, Barkion or Beast or anything, any other Earth monsters is just so irritating, like Scrab Dragon. And then one of these guys, just because he's another element for the E-Heroes. He's a 26, so he can climb over a lot of the synchros, and it's if you play him right, it's a plus. You know, you go into him, he's a 26 beater, you attack into like a token or something, you draw. So yeah. Next, Chimera Tech, because you're main 2 Cyber Dragons and Draco Quest. A lot of people forget that I run Super Poly, so they go into like a Barkion and like a warrior type monster. So if they're doing 6 Sams, they go into a Barkion. They summon like a Keyzone or something. I just Super Poly and steal both their monsters. So that's all the fusions, and then synchros: Stardust for Starlight Road, Scrap Dragon, Black Rose, Bryo, Catastor, and 1 rank Utopia, because almost all my monsters are level 4, so it's not impossible to get into it. And then lastly, for side deck, I mean, this deck is sort of anti-meta with double Cyber Dragon, double Veiler, triple Thunder King, so there's a lot of anti-meta elements to it. So it's kind of hard to decide for this deck. But, you know, I just pretty much just use staples. So Gores, you know, with JD coming back and Heavy Storm back, it's a lot easier to pull off Gores plays, even if you're back row heavy like this deck is. So, you know, if they just try to blow up the field with that, with the JD, or they clear your back rows and just pop a Gores on them, totally don't expect it. So 1 Gores, 2 Kinetics. You're not going to see too much 6-am play now. I know they got hit, 1 Smoke Signal, 1 Sheehan, but that didn't hurt the engine too much. It hurts their consistency and speed, but as far as their explosive power, it's a lot more stronger than a lot of decks out there. And ever since Plants got killed by this last format, you're almost never going to see Plants now. I mean, someone's got to be like really creative to find out a way how to make Plants still work. And then just in case you do run into those guys that do level 1 decks, because for some reason I have a lot of trouble getting rid of those people that do the whole Piper Kinkabayo loop, and Wangu takes care of all that. And then just because Lightsworns and Twilights or whatever, they're going to be so popular this format, especially with Photon Shockwave coming out. There's a lot of light support in the deck, in the box, so triple Light Imprisoning Mirror isn't the hardest thing to do. And I know I'm running a lot of light monsters, but the only light monster that activates on the field and in the graveyard is pretty much my Thunder King, which could negate a summon, because the effect that stops searching is a continuous, so you can't negate that. So I mean, if I would do like a Lightsworn deck, I'd side out like 1 or 2 Thunder Kings and then side these guys in so they don't go JD, Celestia, Lumina's explosions on me or anything. Smashings, just because I sometimes have a hard time getting rid of big monsters. Especially, you know, since JD's at 3,000 and Shining barely climbs over him. So, yeah. 2 Consecrated Lights, just because Blackwing's got a 3rd Icarus attack, and Gravekeepers are getting more support. And Photon Shockwave, with that trap card that can destroy special summon monsters if you tribute a 1500 or lower, 1500 or higher attack dark monster on your side of the field. I'll put the card description in the link below. It's a pretty good card. And Durdark, just for Gravekeepers, Sheehan's I can't get over, stuff like that. Just a lot of dark. I mean, the whole meta is pretty much dark, so Durdark takes care of that. And obviously, Double Dyna. Always side 'em. Reprint is gonna come soon, so it's inevitable. I mean, this guy came out so many packs ago. I mean, Light of Destruction, that came out when GX was out, and GX was out like 4 years ago. So this is a pretty old card, and it's really expensive. So there's definitely going to be a reprint really soon. There's a lot of cards that we should be looking forward to in the next box. I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can look into it and, you know, see what you think. If you guys have any questions or any comments on how I build my deck or any of the cards I put in the links, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out with that. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, and see ya.